During the preseason of no games, what's kind of the focus? Getting back into the gym with the fellas.
Just treating this week like training camp. That's really what it is. You only have 3 days, and then you have 2 games. You want to make sure there's at least enough put in that they can go play a basketball game and not play pickup. This week is really more. This is our training camp this week.
What's the latest update with some of the guys that we're hoping to ramp up this week?
Marcus did most of practice, including some live play. It was great to see him out there. Bron and Luca just again modified, mostly individual work. Maxi kind of the same as them, and then Gabe like Marcus participated in some live and then was out at the end.
With this week, JJ, how much are you trying to install? Is it easy to do it when you got guys in and out?
It's not easy. No, it's not easy to have guys injured. We'll do some installs. Today was you play a couple games and it's obvious on tape that you have to reinforce, teach, continue to just build the fundamentals, and so that's what a lot of today was and will be for the next couple days. We'll have some installs tomorrow, but just getting back to what I think most teams have, which is 4 or 5 practices and then play a game.
Is Luca dealing with anything specific, or is it just kind of a general rest from the rest?
Load management.
It's not a good word to use, is it?
Being sarcastic.
The bulk of your roster is the same from last season. Did you adjust kind of your overall offense and defense with the change in personnel, or is it a carryover in terms of like the philosophies or kind of the main things that you do on the
No, I think when you have proof of concept, where our team last year, when all those guys were healthy after the trade, I think we were 13-4, had a top 10 offense and a top 12 defense or something like that. So you certainly are going to tweak things, but there's a proof of concept and some level of, I don't want to use the word success, but some level of functionality in the group, in the philosophies. But you're always looking to tweak stuff.
During that sample size that you referred to, obviously it showed the success or the wins. Do you feel like there was 100% comprehension at that point? Do you feel like maybe you could, if there is more time for comprehension, you can get even?
Yeah, I think the fluidity of our schemes and coverages, they executed pretty well. I know that offensively for us during those 17 games, we had the number 1 shot quality in the league. So you're not going to revamp your offense if you're creating good shots, but you're certainly going to tweak stuff. And I think having it sucks that certain guys are kind of in and out of camp, but the reality is we do have some level of continuity with our main guys.
Did anybody text you about Lebron retiring?
You guys are idiots.
I'm asking, did anybody text you?
We all knew it was an ad, right?
I got a lot of texts.
I'm sure I got some texts. Yeah.
Any fun ones?
No, I mean, I think most people that text me are also aware that it's probably an ad, so nobody was freaking out.
You mentioned Mark participated. How did Smart look? Like, how was he moving and just getting back into the action?
Yeah, he was awesome. He was awesome. I think given the workload of today, I was impressed that he was able to sustain his level of intensity for as long as he did.
Last season we talked a lot about margins, trying to widen margins, or sometimes the margins not feeling as wide. Is there a feeling that this team was maybe more equipped to widen the margin via offensive rebounding compared to last year's team? At least how last season's team did.
Yeah, I mean, DA has been a great offensive rebounder in his career. I know at one point when we were scouting them for, I think it was the late December game or early January, I can't remember the exact date, but he was, at the top of the leaderboard in offensive rebounds per game or offensive rebound rate. So he's been a lead at that. A healthy Vando. I think again, going back to the continuity, DK, Rui, AR, like those guys understanding the corner crash schemes and how that fits in with our transition defense. So those things are you feel pretty confident on. In terms of the turnover thing, that's where we got to be clean offensively. We got to be organized offensively, and you hope you get some level of disruption from a couple of the new guys and a healthy band up.
You guys have used Jake a lot on the ball as an initiator. How much of that is just a byproduct of having Luka and LeBron, or is it something that you're comfortable exploring a little bit? If you guys
initiator versus creator. I mean, I think the three main guys are going to be our creators. I don't know if I said it in front of you guys, or maybe it was a pregame thing, but it doesn't hurt to have as many ball handlers as possible, particularly with the joysticking of the game. Sometimes you want to run something or you want to draw up something. You're like, well, shit, if I'm going to run it for this guy, who's going to handle? So it is nice to have that flexibility with him.
What do you think? Go ahead, Mark. What do you think Jake has shown you defensively so far?
That he can be disruptive. I would say across the board, we still have to continue to build our conditioning and our fitness, our transition defense in both games. And frankly, last week, those 3 practices were dog shit. So, our transition defense, a lot of that comes from being in shape. So we'll continue to improve on that. And I think in the half court, his size, his length, and his intelligence, I think he can be a disruptive defender for us, and he's shown that.
What are you seeing from Ronnie right now in this preseason that is different than what you saw from him this time a year ago?
He's just more comfortable and more confident. I thought last year was a great year for him and his development. And there's obviously still room for growth in certain areas, but he's a pro. I think that's the biggest thing. He looks just comfortable and confident like an NBA player.
How much do you feel like someone like Marcus can be a on and off the floor role model for what his expectations might be as soon as this year?
Huge. Gabe as well. I mean, those 2 guys are studs. And even when they were limited participants, they were leading. So those guys know that's part of their role. Something we've already talked about. Just in terms of their leadership, and they've both been great.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep, thanks.
Idiots, huh? Wow. Idiots, huh?